Many of us realize that fins provide us with increased control and maneuverability when we're on the wave. For the most part, I feel I'm able to tell the difference between, say, a single fin and a twin fin. But when it comes down to thrusters, sometimes I get kind of lost in the sauce. So I was wondering if there is any empirical evidence within the peer review process which answers the questions of: one, do subtle differences across thruster designs affect the performance of my surfing? And also two, can I even tell the difference? And I was really stoked to find a paper published in the reputable Journal of Scientific Reports just last year by a group from Australia in the Biomechanics Lab, led by James Forsyth, titled "Understanding the Relationships Between Surfing Performance and Fin Design." And in a blind study conducted in the Mentawais at Macaronis, Forsyth and his team analyzed surfers to see whether the perception of drive, feel, hold, speed, stiffness, and turnability while riding the different experimental fins were directly correlated to observed surfing metrics measured by a sport-specific tracking device. The fin designs were based on the AM1 medium thruster template with versions in both FCS and futures, though these systems weren't directly compared. Inspired by the pectoral fin of a humpback whale, the major difference in design amongst the fins was the presence of grooves. The G1 fins featured a single groove along the lateral outer leading edge between the base and the tip, while the G2 fin had grooves along both the lateral outer side and the medial inner leading edges. And it was found that when surfers compared fins with a single groove on the lateral forward side to double grooves or to fins not having grooves, surfers rated the single groove fins highest for both feel and speed perception. And these ratings aligned with objective measurements of top speed and cutback pitch angle. So this means that surfers riding the G1 fin with the single grooves, they had a perception that these ones feel the best and they also feel the fastest. And when you looked at the actual data through the sport-specific tracking device, they were actually going faster and they had a reduced cutback pitch angle, meaning their cutbacks were a lot tighter. Another interesting finding of the paper is that surfers' perception of drive was statistically linked to the observed top speed data set, and surfers' perception of stiffness was statistically linked to the observed bottom turn rail angle data. These findings suggest that surfers may associate the feeling of drive with an increased top speed, and surfers that have a perception of stiffness may be observing actual decreased bottom turn rail angle. Things to consider is that although each surfer had on average over 22 years of surfing experience, there are only 6 surfers, greatly reducing the statistical power of the investigation.